Steve Skinner, and the director of the Greenwood Genetics Center. It's my great pleasure to welcome all of you to this very exciting and special event today. And I was trying to figure out how to recognize special guests. I don't see anyone now there's not a special guest. Everyone I see has had a special role in the life and the development and the history of the Greenwood Genetics Center. So I may do this a little bit different. And it's interesting, we have representation from Clemson University here, and from University of South Carolina here, and notice y'all didn't get a row between you, so. But we're glad
at the front.
Yes.
But we're glad for all the collaboration we have with all of our academic partners and across the state. I will probably just recognize groups. We have quite a few of our Greenwood Genetics Center board directors and foundation board members here. I guess I'm going to make you all stand up each time, but a lot of city and county officials here, and we appreciate all of you taking the time to come out. I see a lot of hospital board members, and I'm doing it this way because you're all scattered around, and it's going to be hard to catch everyone. Let me just make a few remarks before we get on to the fun part. So, throughout the 44-year history of the Greenwood Genetics Center, we have been steadfast in our mission to provide genetic services in South Carolina, and with a focus on intellectual disabilities, birth defects, and autism. And while our mission and our focus has not changed through the years, the tools and technologies available to us have certainly changed. We've expanded our clinical reach across the state with 5 regional offices, and now with the use of telegenetics, our telemedicine, we are bringing genetic services into all corners of our state and including into homes of patients that we serve now. Our diagnostic laboratory has always strived to make sure that the latest technologies in diagnostic testing are available to patients in our state. Our molecular lab is already providing a next-generation sequencing technology that allows us to look at all 20,000 or so known genes at one time. But now, with the recent purchase of a NovaSeq, which was purchased in collaboration with Clemson University, so we're thankful for that, we have the NovaSeq, which is the most advanced sequencing technology available today, and we'll soon be offering whole genome sequencing, which basically unlocks the mysteries of the other 98% of our human genome that we have previously been hidden to us. Our cytogenetics laboratory has been a national leader in the validation and application of microarray technology. Our biochemical laboratory is recognized as a world leader in the diagnosis and monitoring of lysosomal storage disorders. All of these are examples, and there are many more that just attest to the fact that patients and families in South Carolina have access to the most advanced genetic care and testing available anywhere in the world. And our research division, which is housed in this building and has been under the leadership of Dr. Charles Schwartz, is recognized as an international leader, particularly in the X-linked intellectual disabilities. In fact, Dr. Schwartz has been involved with the identification of almost a third of all the known genes on the X chromosome that are associated with X-linked disability. So right here in Greenwood, South Carolina. And Dr. Schwartz also was the impetus and leader for our efforts to look at unique cellular metabolic approaches to better understand the mysteries of autism with the goal of developing new diagnostic tests and new treatments for autism. But today we're here embarking on another transition at the Greenwood Genetics Center, and also celebrating the arrival of a new, exciting new technology. We are transitioning to new leadership in our research division. So Dr. Richard Steep will be speaking in just a little bit. Dr. Steep joined us in August. He came to us from the University of Georgia in Athens. He has been a great colleague and collaborator of ours for over 12 years, and we're very excited we were able to entice him to come to Greenwood and join us here on campus. He's joined here in Greenwood by his wife, Heather Flanagan-Steed, who is the director of our new functional studies unit, and also we'll talk a little bit more about zebrafish in just a little bit. Dr. Steve and his team will be leading this transition from our previous research efforts in trying to find genes to now trying to understand how genes function and how we can ultimately treat those genes when they don't function or work the way they're designed to do. So it's an exciting time for us as we move closer and closer to treatment of genetic disorders. Rich and Heather brought with them to Greenwood a powerful new technology, the zebrafish. May not sound exciting and applicable to humans, but it's a fantastic model organism that allows us to gain a better understanding of human genetic disorders and to explore treatments of those disorders through the fish. And coupling the zebrafish with the Drosophila, or fruit fly, which is across the street, the street at the Clemson University Center for Human Genetics. The fruit fly was brought here by Dr. Trudy McKay and her husband, Dr. Robert Anholt, who are sitting in the fourth row back there. We now have a powerful research environment in Greenwood with two model organisms that allow us to further advance our efforts to better understand and treat human genetic disorders. So we're excited about this transition. I'll let Rich and Heather talk a little bit more about zebrafish in just a minute. I'm certainly not an expert, but let me tell you a little about just the aquaculture facility that we had to design and develop to house the 3,000 to 4,000 zebrafish that they brought with them from Athens, and eventually will house up to 10,000 zebrafish. First, we learned that there are many federal codes and regulations that govern the housing of zebrafish, and unfortunately we were able to meet all of it. Second, I've learned that zebrafish require a lot of tanks, a lot of filtered water, and a lot of fish food. And our technologists are learning how to care for fish. It's like having a little nursery down there of all these fish. But fortunately, we've been able to construct a beautiful, state-of-the-art aquaculture facility, and it will not only meet our current standards, but I think will meet our needs for many, many future years. Now, the Greenwood Genetics Center has been very fortunate to be located in Greenwood and in South Carolina. We've received support from many individuals and many organizations, many of which are represented by all of you in this room, that have allowed us the opportunity and the privilege to serve those with genetic disorders, serve them with compassionate and with highest quality of care. And we're here today to celebrate a very generous gift of two dear friends, Hazel and Allin, who have made this aquaculture facility possible. We'll talk a little bit more about Hazel and Bill in just a little bit, but I want both of you to know that this gift will be transformative to the Greenwood Genetics Center. It will bring new research possibilities to Greenwood and will benefit patients in South Carolina and really around the world for many generations to come. So it's a significant transformative gift, and we're very thankful for that. Before we officially dedicate and name our new aquaculture facility, I would like to invite Dr. Rich Steet, new director of the research and head of JC Self Research Institute, to say a few words. But one more thing I want to say. This aquaculture facility has already had a significant impact on the Greenwood Genetics Center because we're able to complete this facility and receive federal accreditation. Rich was able to successfully renew an NIH grant, which will bring $1.2 million in research over the next 4 years to allow him to continue his work on eucalyptosis disorders. Eucalyptosis, I'll just mention, is a clinical condition that we have been very intimately involved with in the Greenwood Genetics Center. We've hosted 2 of the international eucalyptosis clinics, one here in Greenwood and one in Charleston. So it's a natural connection and collaboration with Rich's research and our clinical efforts. So Rich, I'll allow you to come up and say a few words. Thank you.
I want to welcome friends, colleagues, and all distinguished guests to this very special day. During our recruitment to GGC and discussions that Heather and I had with both Steve and Roger, it became clear that we shared the same mission: to make a difference in the lives of people dealing with genetic diseases. Along the professional path that led us to GGC, we have met many of the families affected by genetic disorders, worked with their organizations, shared their struggles, and in some cases their loss. These patients and families need advocates. They need heroes. And for the past 44 years, the families of South Carolina have had the dedication and compassionate support of the Greenwood Genetics Center. To the families and patients that we serve, the members of the GGC are superheroes. What an honor it's been for us to join this wonderful group of colleagues here and carry that mission forward. Our research during the past 12 years at UGA, work that we are going to continue here at the GGC, has focused on unraveling the complex pathogenesis associated with metabolic disorders such as lysosomal storage disorders and congenital disorders of glycosylation, using zebrafish as a model system. This research has uncovered novel aspects of these disorders that were not possible to identify in other systems. And it highlights the many advantages of the zebrafish system in research, including the fact that they share many of our genes and are genetically amenable, allowing us to create disease models in this system with common features that we see in the human disorders. They also develop externally and are transparent, permitting us to see how the tissues develop and understand how this process is altered in different diseases. And as part of the tour, you're going to actually get to look inside these zebrafish and see. It's very exciting. The research we will do in zebrafish in combination with the efforts of all of our GGC colleagues will make a tangible impact on our understanding of genetic diseases ranging from intellectual disabilities, autism, metabolic disorders, and birth defects. But we here at the center do not act alone. Our efforts have been supported by countless donors and friends over the years, and we would not be as strong and as vibrant as we are today without the generosity of these donors. You too are superheroes to the families and patients we serve across the state of South Carolina and around the world. It's an honor to come together this evening to celebrate Hazel and Bill Allin's generous gift and to dedicate the aquaculture facility in their names. This state-of-the-art facility, as Steve mentioned, will ultimately house 10,000 of our closest friends. We will use them to study genetic disorders, learn about the genes that underlie these disorders, and hopefully identify new ways to treat those diseases. Many of our studies will address the functional significance of genetic variation in patients and will hopefully accelerate a diagnosis for many of them. Other studies in this model system will focus on disease pathogenesis and will use the ability to do drug screens within this system to hopefully identify new therapies. I should mention that much of our work will be done in parallel with our colleagues at the Clemson Center for Human Genetics, who will use fruit fly as a model organism to tackle similar challenges in the area of medical genetics. And we met with Trudy and Robert earlier this week, and there was no shortage of ideas, so I think there's a lot of very exciting things to come. The combination of both model systems on this campus is going to enhance our ability to quickly define causative variations and create a very exciting pipeline that will spur discovery here for many years. Our heartfelt thanks go to Bill and Allin, Hazel and Bill Allin and their family for making this possible, and to all the donors who have become part of the fabric of philanthropy that has made this center shine so brightly. Thank you.
So what I'd like to do is a little bit different. First, I want to express my gratitude to the Allins for this tremendous and extremely important gift. Research in zebrafish has made countless contributions to biomedicine, and we hope to continue in that tradition, so thank you very much. But the other thing I want to do is recognize a number of people here at the center and in the community that have worked so hard to bring this facility to life. The first is the staff here at the GGC. These people have worked incredibly hard over the last few months. First, on multiple occasions, several people actually came to Georgia, one to start learning how to work with fish. So for all of the people here, this is new. In addition to learning how to run an aquaculture facility, and finally, to move 4,000 fish from the University of Georgia here to the GGC, which was no minor effort. And so some of the people I'd like to recognize are Sarah Dunn, Lynn Rimsky, Joy Norris, Melissa Cook, Melanie May, Trevor Moreland, Jeremy Collins, and Chelsea Jeter. And I want to give a special little shout out to Chelsea Jeter, who in the last maybe 6 weeks has become our chief fish whisperer, and she is exceptional at it and had no fish experience prior to this, so we're really proud of her and all the work she's done. A couple more people I'd like to recognize, Dr. Bob Liu and Suk-Ho Yu, 2 PhD scientists who came with Rich and I from the University of Georgia and were also instrumental in packing up 4,000 fish and driving them from Athens to the Greenwood. So thank you to them. And beyond the move, everyone here has continued to work so hard to learn how to use these animals, how to care for these animals, and how to begin doing biomedical research with them. So I'm very proud of them and grateful. I also want to recognize the administrative group here. They facilitated so many aspects of bringing this facility to life. Anna Crockett and Phoebe Gilbert have been welcoming and supportive to both Rich and I in this process. Boo Ramage, Don Guterbaugh-Hodges, Brandy Buff, Judy Farmer, Kitty Brayton, and Janet Still. Tremendous support, and some of these people have been called to quick action when we need to order something immediately, we need to make a decision quickly. They've been very supportive and we're exceptionally grateful. I also want to recognize some members of the community and people from the Clemson Center for Human Genetics. So we had to form, as Dr. Skinner mentioned, there are a lot of rules and regulations involved in having zebrafish. So we formed an animal care and use committee, and several of these people have come together, they contribute their time, they volunteer to help us ensure that the facility runs to the letter of the law, and both the staff and animals are safe and well cared for. So those people are Craig White, Dawn Guterbaugh-Hodges, Roberta Lyman, and our 2 attending veterinarians, Dr. Michael Walden and Dr. Michael Ridgway. Without them, we really couldn't do the work we're doing here, so we're very grateful. I want to lastly mention a few people that have been more instrumental than I can even begin to explain to you. One is Lori Bassett. She's contributed in ways I can't even count, and we're grateful to her, and she's been just a lot of fun to work with. And 2 gentlemen here at the Greenwood Genetics Center, Rick Mosley and Rick Waller, they have probably put more time and effort and sweat labor into making this facility happen than all of us combined. They were instrumental in the design, the renovation, the installation, the uninstallation, the reinstallation, and the getting the whole thing moving smoothly. And every single day, they continue to meet our needs. So I'm exceptionally grateful to them as well. And I assure you that we are going to make you proud and do really great things with this facility. So with that, I'd like to turn it back over to Dr. Skinner.
We really are blessed with a great faculty and staff here that just makes it so easy to accomplish the things that we do. Our success is, as we've said, is largely dependent upon the support of many friends and colleagues who believe in the mission that we're called to do here. And we're celebrating new groundbreaking changes in our research division, and those changes are made possible because of Hazel and Bill Allin. Hazel and Bill have been part of the GGC family for many years. They've provided support through philanthropy and also through professional involvement with our endowment and our foundation. And we are indebted to them for their continued support. And today we're very honored and excited to be dedicating the Hazel and Bill Allin Aquaculture facility at the Greenwood Genetics Center. I want you to know that for years to come, your names, your legacy will be known through the research advances made possible by this gift. And it's a legacy that I really believe will one day allow us to say to our patients, yes, we have a treatment for your condition.